Techter is a support class, using techniques to both deal damage to enemies and grant a power boost to their allies. In today's video, we are going to discuss a powerful build for playing a Techter force. Let's jump right into it. For starters, let's talk about your class tree. At the time of this recording, we have a maximum of 47 skill points to spend. Here's how we spend them. Grab Shift a D-Band, which increases damage dealt and reduces damage received by you and nearby players for a set time. Upgrade this with Shift a D-Band Party Share to grant the effect to party members whether they are nearby or not. Shift a Effect Advantage to cause bonus damage to be dealt to downed enemies. Shift a Effect Amplifier to increase enemy down factor. D-Band PP Recovery Boost to increase natural PP recovery speed. D-Band Ward Bad Condition to increase status effect resistance. Reverse Bounty to grant Shift a D-Band to players you revive. Shift a D-Band Extension to increase the duration of the effect. And Long Range Shift a D-Band, which grants Shift a D-Band to players in front of you instead of around you. Max out Weak Element Amplifier, which increases your Photon Blast gauge when you attack enemies with their elemental weakness. Max out Awake Ale, which increases your Photon Blast gauge when a boss is nearby. Overemphasis, which recovers HP and PP of you and your party members when activated, as well as grants a temporary increase to max PP. Rest of Field Techter, which makes a healing AoE around you when you use a rest assign, and also increases the amount rest assign heals. Slow Landing Charge, which makes you fall slower when charging photon arts and techniques in the air. United Techniques Techter, which allows you to use compound techniques. Wand Lovers, which allows you to deflect attacks with their normal attack while active, and also prevents you from being knocked back or launched. Upgrade this with Wand Lover's Line Force to increase the damage and attack speed of normal attacks while Wand Lovers is active. Wand Attack Extra, which allows you to make 4 normal attacks in a combo. Wand Element Change, which will add an elemental explosion to your wand normal attacks after using a charge technique. The element matches the element of the last charged technique you used. Upgrade this with Wand Element Revoke, which allows you to remove the element chosen by holding down the weapon action button, and Wand Element Pursuit, which launches an additional attack if you revoke your element after hitting an enemy with several elemental explosions. Wand Parry Counter, which allows you to use a counterattack by using a normal attack after guarding with your weapon action at the right moment. Upgrade this with Wand Parry Counter Advanced, which adds a shockwave to Wand Parry Counter. Wand Guard Reflection, which causes an elemental explosion when you block an attack with your weapon action. Finally, Wand Arts Skip Attack, which lets you start a normal attack combo with the third hit if you use the same Photon Art twice first. Your subclass is Force. The skills we want from the Force tree are Max out PP Conversion, which temporarily trades max HP for PP recovery speed when activated. Upgrade this with PP Conversion Increase to allow 2 uses of the skill, each with its own cooldown. Max out PP Recovery Boost, which increases natural PP recovery. Eradication PP Gain, which recovers your PP when enemies are defeated nearby. Foy Brand, which places a fire seal on an enemy you hit with a fire technique several times. Hitting an enemy with a seal with another fire technique causes the seal to explode, dealing additional damage and restoring PP. Barda Blot, which places an ice sigil on an enemy after hitting them with several uncharged ice techniques. Hitting the enemy with a charged ice technique causes the sigil to explode. Zondiklad, which causes you to enter a high voltage state after hitting enemies several times with uncharged lightning techniques. While in this state, your next charged lightning technique will deal increased damage, then you return to normal. Max out Compound Technique Gauge Amplifier, which builds your Compound Technique gauge when you attack an enemy with their elemental weakness. Zan Gale, which will affix a vortex to an enemy after hitting them with an uncharged wind technique. Hitting them with a charged wind technique will activate the vortex, causing a different attack depending on which wind technique you used. Grant's Glitter, which will surround you with a halo after hitting an enemy multiple times with a light technique. While you have this halo, using light techniques will result in additional attacks, which depend on the technique you use. Gaining an additional halo does not stack them together, but resets the duration a halo is active. Finally, Megid Sphere, which causes a dark orb to follow you when you hit an enemy with an uncharged dark technique. You can stock up to 3 orbs, and when you use a charged dark technique, you consume all active orbs to increase the damage of that technique. The damage bonus corresponds to the number of orbs you stocked. You will have 16 points left over in the Force Tree, which must be spent, but can be spent however you wish, as we don't need anything else for this build. Our main mechanic is Shifta D-Band, and it's important and easy to keep this buff up 100% of the time, as the effect lasts for 3 minutes, yet the cooldown is only 15 seconds. Cooldown starts the moment you use this skill, so just remember to reuse the skill every minute or 2 to reset its duration. Your allies will thank you. Whether fighting groups of enemies or bosses, our strategy is the same. Cast a charge technique to make your wand match your enemy's elemental weakness, then go all out with normal attacks and the Swift Smash Photon Arm. If your target is airborne, using techniques from a distance is the way to go. As a Techter, you also have access to compound techniques. These are powerful techniques that use multiple elements to deal devastating damage. They have their own gauge like your Photon Blast, and are filled by attacking and dealing elemental damage your target is weak to. Use these whenever you can, and feel the situation calls for it. Don't forget about Overemphasis. It's essentially a free heal for you and your party members. While you don't have the damage output that other classes have, remember your job is to keep your party alive and make them even better at dealing damage, which is just as important as dishing out tons of damage at the end of the day. At the time of this recording, the gear you should be shooting for are a Kuklafis wand and 3 Ephitus Armor Sheza units. The Kuklafis weapons can only be found in the Stia Exchange Shop at the item trader in Stia Camp. Ephitus Armor Sheza units can be found from Rank 3 Kavaris combat sectors, dropped by Dark Falls Round 2, as a clear reward from Ordinal Tower, or from Stia Red Boxes. The augments you want for all of this gear are Technique 4, which drops from field races, Mining Rig Kavaris Rank 2, and from Stia Exploration Sectors. Mastery 4, which can be exchanged for in the Augment Capsule Exchange Shop, and on Stia Red Box units. Soul 4, which drops from level 65 plus Oms Kavaris, and from Oms Vera Suppression Op Rank 2. Gigas Technique 4, which drops from level 69 plus Gigantics, and Alt Secreta 4, which drops from level 65 plus Alters enemies at night, and can also be found in the Stia Exchange Shop. That's all for this build. If this video helped you, please like the video and subscribe to me for more PSO2 content. This is Shadgon.